If you justify violence against a black woman because she hit a man first, I don't like you. And if a man has to pick up an object to hit a woman, he's a hoe. Period. Hashtag accountability. Hashtag facts. Okay.
If you justify a black woman being hit because you feel like she hit a man first, I think you a sucker.
What about a woman lying about the subject matter as to how she got hit to try to get a bag on social media, and then after all this time, we find out that she confirmed is a liar? Is she a sucker? Are the people who support her a bunch of suckers? Can that be an option? I think that could be a good option.
And I don't even care to appeal to your morals, your ethics. I don't like you. You don't like me. I think you a sucker. You think I'm a sucker.
I don't think you a sucker. You might think I'm a sucker. I just think you're doing a horrible job at stepping over certain details because you still can't get over the fact that people are on your ass. And they on your ass for the simplest thing, because you refuse to just say in the most basic tone of voice, this woman lied, I supported a liar, my bad, I'm going to try harder to make sure that I have all details necessary before I start talking about all of black women as if they're the most precious victims under the sun, incapable of doing any wrong in the world.
Now, what do we do with this? What do we do with this? I think that if a grown-ass man get hit by a grown woman and that grown man has to pick up an object to hit this woman, he a hoe. He a hoe. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. I find it very funny and contradictory that a whole group that believe that Tory Lanez is innocent, believe that P. Diddy is innocent.
First of all, why? I find it very auspicious. I find it very contradictory that when we live in a world where social media dictates that we have to always see something go viral at any given moment and give our instant reaction right there, and people want to stand firm in this side or that side and don't want to change any subject matter around anything about it. People want to believe what they choose to believe. They don't want to look at further details. They don't want to wait for more information. They just want to stand firm. They want to do seminars. They want to host video conferences. They want to go to events supporting the things that they want to believe, that's still an open conversation, an open investigation that really will have more details if you just sit your ass back and wait. It's more important to do that than instead just waiting, because when you wait, you get more information. You find out that the woman is a liar who lied on a man, tried to galvanize support around demonizing not just one man, but multiple men into helping her in any given significant moment when she was the initial aggressor. You still want to dance around the subject matter and not just say she's wrong, let's move it on. We're trying to tie every single black woman into this when we don't need to. Every black woman is not in this scenario. The lesson here is very simple. Keep your hands to yourself. That way you don't get hit. Whether if you're a man or a woman, keep your hands to yourself. Whether if you're a little boy or a little girl, keep your hands to yourself.
Tonight, to a story that you can only see here on 11 Alive, showing a Snellville middle school boy throw his female classmate into some desks before walking out of the room. 11 Alive's Chase Howell spoke to the mother of the boy who's in that video, who says people have it all wrong, and she has proof.
It was this slap that Adriana Cotton says set her son Derek over the edge.
I guess it was a slap in the face the first time. Something was said after that. He just scrolled on his phone. It happened a few more times where she hit him repeatedly. And the part that the video that I showed you was the last slap that she did before he finally retaliated.
On Friday, I interviewed Paradise Muhammad, the girl you see slapping Derek before getting thrown. The video we showed you originally was given to me by her family, and it only showed part of the full video. And while we were unable to get a hold of Cotton yesterday, she ended up reaching out with an extended version of the clip. But here's how Paradise answered me when I asked if she hit her classmate during our interview.
Did you smack him 3 times?
No, no.
Because the person at the school I talked to said there's video of you hitting the kid 3 times before he snatched you up. Is that true?
No.
But does Cotton think her son took things too far? I asked.
Do you think that your son went overboard with how he handled the situation when this 115-pound girl slapped him in the face?
Absolutely not. And I say that because I teach my girls to keep their hands to themselves. If they were to hit a male, expect to get hit back like one. That's how I was raised. And then when it comes to my men, my young boys becoming men, if a female is putting their hands on you and you have all right to defend yourself, don't hit them back because you can seriously hurt them. Restrain them, some way, somehow restrain them and then walk away. That's exactly what my son did.
Understandably, both parents are upset about what happened to their kids, but both believe the situation could have been prevented had the teacher stepped in before it escalated. In Snellville, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
Now, Chase did speak directly with Derek on whether or not a teacher was in the room at the time of the altercation. He told Chase there was, which the Gwinnett County School District told us yesterday, despite Paradise's claims. Again, the district tells us that Human Resources found that the teacher was in compliance with his policies and procedures.
That way you ain't gotta get in no physical altercation, whether if you win or lose. That way you ain't gotta have a whelp on your fucking head the size of Texas. That way you ain't gotta be recording yourself lying, saying nobody helped you after you got hit upside your head with a brick, because in case anybody fucking forgot, this motherfucker is defending still a liar. And isn't Diddy in jail? And isn't Tory Lanez in jail with him?
Believe that R. Kelly is innocent. Believe that Bill Cosby is innocent.
R. Kelly peed on women. Why are we bringing up people who are in jail and are guilty? What are we doing here? He's so focused on trying to have this intellectual conversation where he could speak in a certain manner of voice to try to distract people from the obvious criticism that exists of randomly defending somebody who you really couldn't back up unless you just wanted to sit here and talk about how black women are always the victims in anything. But you're not talking about what's important, which is the facts and the details of the case.
All of a sudden, when a person is found guilty, you want to spin the block for victory. Conscious League, when you're going to update us about the brick lady, you just want an opportunity to troll.
I want you to have the balls to be as candid as you are about men as you are about this woman. It ain't gotta be all women. And the last time we did this, I said it. You got it exactly right, my boy. There are women out there and their stories that don't go viral, that be at parties, at events, out, and they have a man walk up to them and they a little bit creepy. That's true. These are stories that are real. But the reason they really don't get the same virality as Brick Lady is because it's not juicy enough. It didn't have just enough stink on it to make it go viral so it could draw your attention. If it's not juicy enough in Conscious Lee's eyes, it's not really gaining the fucking traction that it deserves. Because you have women out there who are getting jumped, who are getting assaulted, and I believe they deserve attention. But for some odd reason, we gotta stick with trying to own a bunch of people who I guess are incels that want to troll you because all that bravado you had defending somebody who is a liar, you don't have that same bravado in actually holding yourself accountable for what it is that you defended. You demonize a woman for actually trying to get the actual information. You invalidate her research. You invalidate how she chooses to operate because she didn't just get on her knees and suck a random clit as if that was the most preferable thing to do. I'm sorry, bro, but you losing it a little bit. And the more you sit there and try your hardest to make it out to be like everybody's mad at you, everybody's trying to troll you, everybody's trying to get you in the subject matter. No, they want you to have balls and you don't have them. You don't have the balls to be like, hey, I defended a woman for all this time. I backed her up. I talked positively about her. I defended her. You don't want to do it. What you want to do is try to move the goalpost. And listen, it's a tactic used by many people who don't know how to eloquently prove their point. All they know how to do is try their best to sound smart in the room, and they never really get anywhere. They try their hardest to use all these great prolific words to make themselves seem smarter than what they are, when all they really doing is distracting from the fact that they didn't got caught up. Caught up in what? Believing BS. And that's what he believes, in ultimate BS. He ain't believing in no real truth. He's not really interested in actual information because the actual information goes like this. The woman's a liar. The woman's a liar. The woman tried her best to make that money and run, and she got caught. and she's got to pay it back, and she's banned off of social media for all this time. It's crazy that she's been banned for all this time, but you know what? Getting out of social media might do us some good, because the more you spend on social media, the more you might be inclined to do something stupid to try to make some money. And that's not what the world needs right now. The world needs more people to actually be about the standards in proving what is true and what is not. And that woman failed, and you failed backing her up. And the more you sit there and try to puff your chest out and act like you so suave and cool and you got all this shit out, the more these people who already don't like you have ammunition to throw.
Oh, consciously. So your girl rolled a brick lady that you wanted to defend so bad, she got caught running a fraudulent GoFundMe. And on top of that, she got sentenced to 10 years probation, and is also banned off of social media for 10 years. And if she violates that, she will go to prison. But this dude consciously swore up and down for years that Roll the Brick Lady was actually attacked with a brick. Now, consciously, I know why you did it. But y'all people gotta understand, people like Conscious Lee here, they use their platforms to pander to certain groups of people. And in Conscious Lee's case here, he likes to pander to black women. But this man fought tooth and nail for years that Roll the Brick Lady was a victim and bashed anybody that said otherwise. But now obviously we can see right through Roll the Brick Lady and see that all of this was a scam and a fake. Consciously, we want an apology.
Article proves that she was assaulted, but that she did not give the correct details about it. Actually, no, Consciously, you were wrong. You put that video out a year ago, and now we know that Rhoda Osmond lied. Rhoda Osmond, aka Brick Lady, has been found guilty of a $42,000 GoFundMe theft scheme. You see, she claimed that a black man hit her upside the head with a brick, which is the first red flag, because you're telling me a black man hit you with a freaking brick right in the head because you would not give him your number. But the Houston police did not immediately racially profile every black man in that area after that came in Texas. That was the first red flag. See, Consciously put this crap out there to shit on black men. You did that intentionally. So will you be like your friend Deontay Cowell and be a good black man and take accountability and delete this video?
You're a spineless pussy, desperate for the validation of a bunch of people to where you're going to ignore any real subject matter just so that you could prophesize about how you're in the right and everybody else is against you because they're trying to troll. And need I remind the court, because I guess we're on trial in the eyes of public opinion, the woman's lie could have potentially gotten a black man put in jail. And what would have been the fucking spin then? Would we have talked about the false imprisonments and incarcerations and how it's bad and how circumstances lead to men being falsely imprisoned? I would hope the answer to that would be a yes. But because it's Consciously trying really hard to sound like he's the only one who knows how to protect women, I feel like the answer is going to end up being no.